Alrighty, we are live and ready. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to Sirius and Nadja's Anime Podcast. It is time for the Oh Snap Podcast. How's everyone doing today? I'm your host, Sirius Hauser, and with me today is the one, the only, the lovely Nadja Bloom. Good to have you around again today.
Yeah, I'm very excited to be here once again. It's been awesome to be doing this podcast every week, and I'm happy to be here with you guys and finally getting into JoJo Stardust Crusaders, which
Mm-hmm.
is a series that everyone has been like, you gotta watch this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. This is it. It's the big one. The one we've all been waiting for, I think. Also, good morning, Usher Liz. Good afternoon, rather. It's almost 1 in the afternoon over here. What am I saying good morning for? I'm still losing my head from yesterday. And speaking of which, hello, Orion, and thank you so much for the random Bean Boozled Beans. I'm assuming this is payback for yesterday's stream. Because, let's see where we are today. Habanero pepper time. Let's go. Oh my goodness me, it's going to burn up so badly, but I love it very much. But oh my goodness me, hope everyone's doing well today and enjoying your good selves. Because this has been quite the ride so far going into Stardust Crusaders, because, like Not just said, it's the one that everyone's been saying you have to watch. It's so good. And they weren't lying. We're only about 6 episodes into the show so far, and my god, it has been fantastic. It's just
I just love this thing where it's just like you start like everything just starts coming together so nicely, and it's like, oh man, I'm so glad that we watched like the part one and part two for like to get this build up. It's so good.
exactly. You finally understand the history of the Joestars. You see where they all came from, how Dio came into existence, what happened with Jonathan at the beginning, as well as the backstory to Jonathan Joestar too. Sorry, Jonathan and Joseph Joestar, because both of them were absolute badasses. Though, let's see, Joseph especially so, because as we've seen so far, though, Joseph Joestar has so far been the only one of the Joestars, apart from George Senior, to actually have gray hair so far in the series.
Yeah, and I noticed that as well, and I think it's really fun to also have like two JoJos live at the same time, so like Joseph can be the one that can guide
Mm-hmm.
like Jotaro a little bit. Like he knows what he's talking about, and he's been doing this for like 50 years, so he knows exactly what's up. So like
Exactly.
Jotaro don't go into this blind being like, I don't know anything.
Mm-hmm. Precisely. And it's going to be a bit of a shock too, considering you have all kinds of bad stuff going on right off the bat, and let's see, Russia is saying, okay, back to my boredom of watching Attack on Titan. Gotcha. Let's see, and Orion says, yesterday was torture. Yes, it was. We'll go into that a bit.
It's really that bad.
We'll go into it a bit more later, I promise you. And like I was saying, though, I'm pretty sure that habanero bean was payback for having to sit through all of that. But we'll explain it later, I promise. But like you were saying, though, about Jotaro getting into the whole thing as well with being stuck in a prison cell, and he's like, keep away from me, I've been possessed by an evil spirit. I mean, you'd be pretty scared out of your mind too, considering, well, Jotaro from what we see is a delinquent. He's got the whole unbuttoned school uniform there, he has the chains on him, the hat pulled over his eyes, the overall aggressive demeanor, that sort of thing there. But even then, you would still be scared out of your wits, no matter how tough you were, if suddenly this weird purple thing began reaching out of you and helped you fight against a whole bunch of trained fighters.
I mean, yeah, exactly. And no matter how tough Jotaro wants himself to believe he is,
Mm-hmm.
like of course he doesn't want to hurt anyone with the evil spirit that he's possessed with. So he's like, I'm gonna stay here in my cell, and I'm not
Mm-hmm.
gonna move, and you can't make.
Exactly. And the police are like, come on, you can't stay forever. This isn't a hotel. And the next thing you know, the like it's like somehow you start seeing items materialize inside the cell. It's like the spirit's moving in there and reaching out, grabbing stuff from outside and bringing it into the prison cell.
And I just love how all the other prison inmates are always like, get me out of here.
I mean, can you blame them? they're next to a guy who's beating the shit out of them with something that he can't see or control, and they're just in fear for their lives the entire time. It's like, we won't do anything bad ever again. Just get us out of here. And the next thing you know, it's like, hey, where do you get that beer from? He's reading a copy of Shonen Jump too, which is a nice touch too, considering that's where JoJo actually started.
Yeah, I know. I usually really like references like that back to like Shonen Jump and stuff when they do make those kind of references. Them just being kind of silly, just reading Shonen Jump. Exactly,
and the next thing you know, they go back to the cell a little while later, and it just shows he's got the exercise equipment in there, a television set, what I'm pretty sure is an old telephone too.
Yeah.
And all kinds of stuff in there, like luxury furniture, like a table you can see in there too. It's like that spirit has some serious five-finger discount skills, just stealing whatever it wants from wherever it wants.
I know.
And by the same token, what anime? We're talking about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Stardust Crusaders, Lily. Also, welcome to the show. Good to have you around today. Also, thank you, Russian Liz and Orion, for the hydrates, by the way. Let's see, it was very refreshing as it was horribly burning from the habanero effects. Let's see, but more to the point, that's when we see Joseph making his return to Japan again. I think the last time we saw him, he was heading to the airport, beating the crap out of that poor Japanese guy.
And I still love the fact that he's still like a little bit pity about like his daughter marrying a Japanese man.
Mm-hmm.
So like going to Japan and being like, what the fuck is going on? Wait, hold on.
Yeah, you okay there? Need some water?
Yeah, I don't know. Like it should be fine. I don't know.
All right, if you need some water, let me know and I'll hold it for you. No worries there.
Yeah, no worries. But like just being kind of pity against the Japanese in general for like because his daughter married a Japanese man, like this is a tragedy. And needs like, to go the entire way to
I know, right?
to Japan.
It's like what are the odds of marrying a Japanese man? This is intolerable. It's a disgrace. It's a shame. I'm like, Joseph, calm down, buddy. It's not all bad. Let's see.
And also, thank you, Liz. I will be drinking a bit of water too. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, thank you for the hydrate on that one, Liz. And that's when that's the time that Joseph shows up there, meeting his daughter at the airport, and he starts like giving her a great big hug in front of everybody as well. And then he's just going like, what are you all staring at? Get out of here! It's just getting all pissed off with the Japanese people.
Holly, you can't let me go. And she's like, no.
It's like, I'm not going to. I haven't seen you in a long time. And of course, he winds up going back down to the cell and encountering Jotaro in there. And right off the bat, though, like you said before, you just see that Jotaro has no time for anybody's bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
But I understand where anyone would say the same thing that Joseph would say. It's like, don't call your mother a bitch. You never call your mother a bitch, period, no matter how angry you are at her.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I wasn't really a fan of, like, how Jotaro treated, like, his mom, because I was like, dude, be more respectful towards your mom. Come on.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Like, she's nothing but cool towards you, does all kinds of stuff for you, and that's how you're gonna treat her? It's like dude, I'm definitely seeing a bit more of Dio in this person, too, to be honest with you. But I'm pretty sure he's also got a good...
bit, yeah.
He's
like,
got...
Dio's like hatred towards his dad was more like justified, but like he's just being rude for no reason.
Of course, yeah. How come I can't be in... Oh, that's because Orion put it right at the start of the stream, though. He gave... It was about roughly, I want to say, almost 10 minutes ago. It should be coming up pretty soon once the cooldown's over, so no worries there, Lily. Don't worry, you can burn me to your heart's content in just a few minutes or so. Let's see, but for the record, that I'm not sure it'll work too well because I am fire. Anyway, more to the point though, that's when we start seeing, we see a mysterious man being brought along with Joseph as well. Let's see, Mohammed Abdul, I think his name was.
Yeah, Abdul, yeah.
And he starts going, listen, I'm going to show you something here that's going to freak you out, but you'll see what I mean in a second. And that's when a second spirit comes out of Abdul. The red bird, Magician's Red, I think it was.
Magician's Red, yeah.
Mega, huh? Stormy, how you doing today? Good to see you again. Oh my goodness, it has been a hot minute since I last saw you. How you been? Thank you so much for coming by today. So they're going through there, doing all that stuff. It's like, what the hell is all this? It's like, it'll make sense once you see all this over here. And so that it's a whole battle between the two spirits over there. And Joseph says, because the spirit is right next to you over here, we're calling them stands. And I'm like, so that's where the name comes from. There we go. I gotcha.
Yeah, it was like a gotcha moment when when they explained why it's called stands, and I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, because they're standing either behind you, next to you, or in front of you, depending on where you're fighting. So something that'll basically stand by you. See how you and your guest be? So far, so good. I'm a little raspy from last night because I kind of had a bit of an emotional breakdown after the stream ended. Mostly because I was playing a very difficult game. But it's all good, though. Let's see, like it to stream. Glad to have you around, too, Jinx. It's been a long time. For those who don't know, Stormy Jinx is an old friend of mine. We played Phasmophobia a while back, like many months ago. So it's been a hot minute since I last saw her again. So I'm glad to have you around finally. Hope you've been well. So where were we? Now we have this big old battle going on between the two stands in the middle of the prison cell, and he's like, I don't care what happens. If I bring you into the hospital, I will get you out of that cell. And then of course he uses his stand to grab the guard's gun, fire it at his own head, and the stand catches the bullet with pinpoint precision. Like how crazy is that?
Yeah, I was really like gasping as well. I was like, no way, it just caught like the bullet in its head. Because I was not really expecting Jotaro to actually shoot the gun.
But then again, though, this series has a lot of things you wouldn't expect to happen, so...
That's fair.
It's kind of par for the course, though. With JoJo, you've got to expect the unexpected. But, so they start fighting through there, and what I find amazing, too, is how it's anybody with a stand or the ability to see them are the only ones that can actually see the stands. Everybody else just sees nothing happening around them except for, like, temperatures rising, stuff breaking apart around them.
Yeah, it was so funny when, like, the Abdul's stand, when he was just, like, forcing Jotaro to the wall, and the two police officers were like, wait, but that doesn't make any sense. How is he glued to the wall?
It's like, how's he pinning himself to the wall of his own volition? It's like, he isn't. It's like, really, why is the temperature rising so high? And sure enough, let's see, they start fighting some more. The whole thing just, like, goes to chaos in a second. And then, let's see, Jotaro has a beam of metal at Abdul's head right there, but he roulettes there. And then he's like, well, I did my mission, Mr. Joestar. I got him out of his cell. And then finally roulettes and starts sitting back down again. And Jotaro says, how do you know I wasn't going to throw it at your head, though? It's like, because even if you tried to, my stand can melt metal. I would have disintegrated it before it reached my head.
Yeah.
It's such a cool idea, though, with the Birdman for the Magician's Red, because it can actually, like, freely control fire from any and all possible points, and just do whatever it wants with it, really. And
yeah, and I really like that concept as well. Like, you can control pretty much any fire. Like, whatever fire is in your vicinity, you are being able to control it, and that was super cool.
Like, we're all up to a great start so far, even though it's just Jotaro just trying to keep his spirit under control or whatever it is. It's like, but you definitely see where all his confusion comes into play too, because they go to a cafe afterwards, and we see that now even even Joseph has one of these things too. But what's even funnier still is it says, I can take a picture of anything in the area, but I also destroy a 30,000 yen camera to do so.
Yeah, that was so silly. I was like, wait, what? Like, why do you need to destroy a phone camera for it?
I know, right? It's like, you just see, it's like, and why that specific amount of money in particular? Well, like, yeah. Just like a disposable camera wouldn't work or something. I just imagine him going to like a camera shop back then because, I'm trying to think. Have you ever been to one of those old-fashioned camera stores by any chance where they sell, they would sell the wind-up cameras and the, you had your film developed at the pharmacy and whatnot?
Yeah. I mean, my parents was really into like cameras and stuff, like when I was younger, so into like to those kind of stores.
Oh, that's cool. I had no idea. Let's see, but yeah, can you imagine just going to a camera store and just like trashing a dark room to get the picture to work?
I mean, I can imagine all the clerks being like a little bit flabbergasted, being like, "What are you doing?"
It was like overturning several containers full of the chemicals, and just pulls a single sheet out of there with a picture of Dio on it. And that's more to the point, though, too, because that's the main danger of the series, though, as we've seen from what Joseph described. Dio Brando is back.
Yeah,
and
I mean, as soon as they opened Stardust Crusaders, we're taking off that coffin and it has Dio on it, and I was like, oh god,
that's like
here we go again.
He's back after 100 years. He's finally returned.
Meet the traveling trio.
And to make matters even worse, though, as Joseph also said, like this fucker has not only taken everything from Jonathan to begin with, now he has done what he sought to do and has taken his body completely.
Yeah, because I was like, wait, but how did he survive that entire crash with the boat? And I was just like, oh, I just took his body. And I was like, you son of a bitch, of course you did. That's why I said you shouldn't have had your head in his slap. Like,
exactly. I would have said throw it into the furnace and burn him up for good. Like,
yeah.
If you're gonna go down, take him down with you. Don't take him with you literally. Like just make sure he's away from you. Throw him into the furnace, burn him up, and then you could probably save the rest of the world from any danger. But now, as a result, though, what's also interesting too is how you see the star marks on the back of everybody's neck in the Joestar family. So Jotaro has one. Let's see, Holly has one too. So does Jonathan. As we can see, Dio has one too. Mostly because it's Jonathan Joestar's body. But as soon as I heard about that, I'm like, this fucker's destroyed everything that Jonathan has now at this point. Like his life, his honeymoon, his childhood, everything. And now he's basically using his body to fight against the Joestars.
Yeah, and I mean, that was pretty much his goal in the beginning as well. Like, he wanted to destroy Jonathan's life, and I mean, he has succeeded in a lot of ways. I mean, he would have probably have succeeded, like, fully if he could also have killed the wife, but, like, she got away. But, like, now he's just after killing the entire Joestar family, and it's like, bro, I understand. They want you dead, and you want them dead, but come on.
Exactly. This has gone beyond pure pettiness at this point. It's just, this Dio is fucking insane. But then again, I think he always was right from the start. As I said earlier, the first time we saw him, I was like, Dio, your mother probably shat you out.
Yeah. I mean, like, Dio has always been unhinged and crazy and all of these things, but he's also very cunning and intelligent. So, like, he's very dangerous.
And he definitely is. And furthermore, as we're seeing too, he has like legions of followers now on top of all that because of his charisma, as Joseph described. Like, he has the ability to just have this hypnotic effect on people. And then we see what else? We see him with a whole bunch of people over in some part of the world. We don't know where exactly yet. But let's see. But we also know that eventually that Abdul also met him at one point too. He was returning back to his shop in Egypt, and encountered him right there. Let's see, and he tried to do a similar sort of thing, try to hypnotize him into following his will.
And I mean, like, that would have been terrifying as well, because Abdul was just like, so this is Dio, because he could instantly recognize the description that Joseph had told them previously, and it was like, oh my god, like, this is actually Dio. And just the fear that he felt for him, like, I'm glad that the dude was able to break out of there, because that must have been so terrifying to just be standing in front of someone who's like 100 years old and a threat to the entire world, like more, like in some ways even more insane than the Pillar Men.
So we have another ancient threat coming back to life now. Let's see. So first the Pillar Men, now this guy. It's like, when does it end for the poor Joestar family?
It seems like it never ends.
I know, right? It's like, oh my god, give the poor guys a break. And and the trouble doesn't even stop for Jotaro quite yet, because he's trying to get to school, and on his way over there he sees he's of course being harangued by a bunch of girls. Because let's be honest though, if I was a girl, I'd totally go for Jotaro as well. He's just that beefy.
Yeah,
he's
a
just that beefy looking.
Dude.
He's just that beefy looking, And then, but somebody else has an interest too. This one guy painting a picture nearby, and he's like, and sees him going on the steps there, and paints a big red streak across his leg there, causes a cut on him, and then he almost falls down the step and almost dies. Thankfully, his stead catches the branches there, gets him out of the way, but he's all kinds of messed up at that point. And I'm like, dude, how are you still walking after that? He took a chunk out.
Like, that was quite a deep cut they got on his leg as well. And I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, that went right into his friggin' kneecap, I'm sure. I'm pretty sure it would have gone through his skin. Or the bone would have gone through his skin at that point. I'm pretty sure of it.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I was just like a little bit like surprised that he was also standing, but at the same time, the Joestars in general are so durable. It's insane.
Yeah, exactly. These people are made out of fucking iron. Like nothing can stop them. And thank God for that, because they're just that good. And I think we meet the guy afterwards who offers him his handkerchief or whatever, saying like, "Here, let me patch you up." It's like, I don't need it, no worries. And he introduces himself as Kakyoin, I think.
Yeah, Kakyoin, yeah.
And then later on, they head over to school there, and he opens up the handkerchief, and it says, "I'm going to kill you at school today with my stand." I was like, wait, what the hell? And then finds himself in the nurse's office with a couple of delinquents there getting his cut checked out. And then the nurse basically pulls a Joker from the Dark Knight and pulls a magic trick on that one guy's eye with the pen.
Like, it's something with like the physical gore in JoJo, which just makes me go like, ugh.
I know, right? It's just, ugh. I can't do things with eyeballs.
The way that she poked his eye with a pencil and just kind of like dragged it around in his eye, I was like, stop.
And thank you for the lurker, Ryan. No worries, buddy. You're good. But yeah, it's like she just starts going crazy, going, I'm just waving the thermometer to get it warmed up. You know, this is a thermometer, isn't it? It's how dare you call it a pen? When I take a closer look at it, if it's a pen, and then just like shink right in his eye. And then and that's when Jotaro notices that it's a stand right there going into her.
Yeah.
And then that's Kakyoin's stand, I think it was.
Yeah, it is his stand, and he's also then sitting in the window being like, yeah, I'm gonna kill you now. And it's like, don't be too cocky, you know?
Exactly. It's not it's not quite the end just yet, though. You can't declare victory before the fight's even started. And then it's trying to think too. Kakyoin has the it was like Emerald Hierophant or something like that, or Green Hierophant.
Yeah, I feel like the name of it was probably Green Hierophant or something. And
And I remember, yeah, Hierophant Green. That's the one. I had it backwards. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and like the attack itself is like Emerald Splash, I think.
Mm-hmm. It just starts launching gemstones at him at that point. And I'm looking at the guy going like, you know, if you weren't a bad guy, I respect you for that. But now, I'd say, but no, you're using. I'd say you're trading on my color scheme, pal. You gotta go now. And so, let's see. But thankfully, though, I think, let's see, Joseph Stan manages to absorb the emeralds there, or at least deflect them, and then it just wraps around the Hierophant Green and just destroys him in like a flurry of punches.
Yeah, and I was like, I didn't like this guy as well, just simply because he tried to do the whole like mental gymnastics of trying to blame Jotaro for the sake that the nurse was gonna die, and I was like, bro, it was you that tried to like kill her in the first place. He had nothing to do with this. Like,
exactly.
What is he supposed to do? Just stand around and be killed?
Exactly. It's like, what kind of ass backwards logic is that? It's like, you put the stand into her. It's your fault. Don't blame other people for it. And then that's where we get the.
Exactly. So it was like when Jotaro just corrected him, being like, "Yeah, but it was you that hurted people in the first place, and that's your fault." And I was like, "Thank you."
Exactly. I'm tired of the bad guys always saying you take responsibility for what I did.
I know, it doesn't make sense.
And then we get the first ever look of the flurry punch attack from Jotaro's stand rather.
Yeah.
Which was so glorious to watch. Finally, just goes ham on him. The whole.
Yeah, the entire like. Like it's so fucking iconic and like it's so fun.
It's so damn good. Like his voice actor did a phenomenal job doing that. Like just conveying that for like as long as he did.
Yeah, I absolutely love Jotaro's voice actor. He's so iconic. Like I've seen so many series with him. It's so good.
Mm-hmm. And I remember reading too, not to get on a tangent, but I think I remember reading at one point too, where the guy who voices Jotaro was a huge fan of the series from the start and was hoping to actually voice Jotaro or something like that. So, or at least play the series.
That's really cool.
So he got his wish.
I mean, I love when voice actors when they have like their dream roles or like something they really want to do and then they are able to get it. Like that must be such a nice feeling to be able to do your dream character of like your favorite series.
I know, right? And I imagine being the voice behind the flurry punch, doing that. That's gotta feel amazing.
Yeah.
I can imagine just it being exhausting after a while, but it'll be well worth it though at the end.
I mean, yeah, because he went full on in with it, and it was like great to just be able to watch that and be like, yeah, like finally we're getting to the iconic parts of this. I'm so happy.
All the bits we've been seeing at the conventions, all the goofy poses, the crazy stands, all the other ridiculous stuff. It's so good.
Finally starts making sense.
How after all these years, it's just been building up to these moments. All the stuff we didn't get at the conventions beforehand, we're finally beginning to understand now. It's finally happening. It's finally upon us.
We're trying to piece together all of the internet pop culture memes. It's great.
I'm telling you, the next time I go to a convention and I see there's a class for JoJo posing, I'm going to it. I don't care if I shatter my spine in the process. I don't care if my knees buckle. I'm doing it. I'm going in there and doing it.
Yeah, go for it.
Or I'll do the Hank Hill one too. Did you ever see that video, by the way, of Hank Hill with his own stand or something like that from King of the Hill?
Oh no, I haven't seen that.
It's so good. It's like God dang it! You leave me no choice now. I'm going to use my stand, Propane Nightmare. What? It's so fucking well done. Is that a JoJo reference? Yes, it is. That is indeed a JoJo reference.
entire thing of like, is that JoJo friends? Is that a pose on JoJo?
Exactly, because you just don't expect it. It's like, for those who don't know, it seems like bizarre. They just immediately assume that it's JoJo. I love it so much. Oh, I'm sorry. But we're getting a bit off track. But it's just so exciting seeing this all come together. My God. So they finally take down Kakyoin. They bring him back over to get medical treatment, and they see this weird flesh bud on his forehead. Like some hideous-looking thing that's just like burrowed into his brain, apparently. And according to Avdol and Joseph, it's some sort of thing that Dio does to people who are following him, as a means of like probably controlling them.
Yeah.
So from what I'm understanding so far, it's been about a couple years since Dio was brought back to the surface, and as a result, he's been bringing back more people to bring to his side to actually, help him in his goals of conquest. And
yeah, and I do like also that, like, even though Speedwagon has passed away, like, the foundation still remains, so they still have all of the contacts with Speedwagon still.
Exactly, yeah. God bless you, Ario Speedwagon, for all you've been doing.
Yeah, I love Speedwagon so much.
Let's see. Plus, he finally achieved the goal that that Dio never had. He actually has achieved immortality in a sense, in that he became wealthy like Dio wanted to originally, and now people remember him for what he's been doing over the course of history, and for the better.
I mean, that's actually so true, though, because he started out within the slums and just got adopted by Jonathan and, like, became his wingman, and, like, everything just worked out for him. And, like, and it was amazing to see. And I'm like, Dio, if you were a good dude, that could have been your story as well. Exactly,
because Speedwagon applied himself, became stronger in the world, and actually used his resources to help people. And that's the mark of what makes somebody truly great, I think. And that's why, in spite of Speedwagon having a bit more of a passive role in the series, he still did so much for people, and still does it years beyond his death.
I mean, yeah, what he did is incredible, and like his loyalty to stars will never be forgotten either, because like they always will have the Speedwagon Foundation to help them out.
Exactly, yeah, and and then we start seeing more of the abilities of Joseph's stand not Joseph's Jotaro's stand. I'm just so used to seeing Joseph after a long time, so I'm just accustomed to calling him Joseph now. I don't know why. I'm sorry.
But like, I understand that though, because like saying Joseph is a little bit easier than saying Jotaro. But like at the same time, like they also call him JoJo, so like I guess we could also just say JoJo, you know?
True. And then it's like, which one? There's two JoJos in the series now. So basically, Jotaro now has the ability to use his stand to because it can precisely pull a bullet out of midair, so he starts using it to remove the that horrible tentacle beastie out of Kakyoin's head. And that's absolutely horrifying to think about, because you're still fully conscious, but the thing latches into your brain. It's like a spike going through your head, and God only knows if you recover from that afterwards too.
Yeah, exactly. The way that he just grabbed Kakyoin's head and was like, "Don't move, otherwise you will die," and it's like, okay. And then Joseph and like Abdul being like Jotaro, don't do it, because like they will take over your brain. And it's like, I don't care, like I will be able to fix this.
Exactly. That's what I love about Jotaro as well. Like, he may be a punk, he may be ruined, but he's still gonna keep on fighting, and he won't give up. And let's see, and moreover, back to another point too, I'm surprised the nurse survived all that too. Like, she's bleeding out.
I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean she's gonna survive?
Like
she's bleeding out.
Yeah, she's on the floor like in a pool of her own blood right there. It's like, how is she still alive? And then it's like, can you imagine if that happened with the one that got stabbed too? It's like, it's like, yeah, his eye will grow back. Don't worry.
Yeah.
And it just shows his eye was just pushing the pen out or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
But He manages to get it out right before it gets to his brain, though. Rips it out there, exposes it to the sunlight, and destroys it. And that was the, and they managed to get Kakyoin back to their side, I think. Let's see. Misu, hello there. Welcome to the party. How you doing today?
Hi, Misu. I hope you're doing good today.
Let's see. How are things on your end over there? You doing all right? Let's see. Where was I? So Kakyoin takes some time to rest and does his thing. And that's when he mentions he was on vacation over in Egypt at one point. Let's see, not really, but I'm okay. I'm sorry to hear that, though. Like, I hope that the day gets better for you, though. Because if it's any consolation, no matter how bad it can get on one day, it's guaranteed to get better another one too. It never rains every day.
Yeah, absolutely. Like that's why we always say there will be sunshine after rain.
Precisely, yeah. I'm not necessarily like an old fortune cookie, but I swear to God, it's the honest to God truth.
Yeah.
And so, or was I? Sorry. So, thanks. No problem, Misu. At least we can do for you. And that's part of what we do here too. Like, even if somebody's having a really shitty day, we want to offer relief and comfort where we can by making people laugh as best we can. That's what we're all about here.
Yeah.
Let's see. So, where were we? I'm about to go on a tangent again. Sorry, but yeah. So Kakyoin is let's see. Then mentions he was on vacation in Egypt about a year prior and ran into Dio over there. Let's see. So for all his talk about willingly serving Dio, he was nothing more than a puppet in that case. So I'm willing to bet he wants revenge at that point too. And sure enough, he asks if he can join them. And I'm like, yeah, sure, no problem. So now we have the Emerald, let's see, Hierophant Green on our side now. And, which makes you wonder, too, like, just how many people does he have under his thrall at that point? And how many of them are actual stand users?
Yeah, because I do feel like it could be quite a lot of stand users that he do have under his control. Just because he has that kind of charisma that everyone has been saying that he has. And he definitely do have it. Otherwise, he would not be this successful.
Exactly, yeah. And that's when we start seeing other bad news coming in as well. Because just like how Joseph and Jonathan have their... Joseph and Jotaro have their stands. Now Holly's manifesting one too. But the trouble is... she's more of a gentle person. She's not accustomed to fighting, and her stand's taking over her.
Yeah, and it's just really stressful seeing like both Jotaro and like Joseph being like really stressed about it because like it's their daughter and their mom, and just being like I can't let this person die, and it's just like really heartwarming in a sense. Also seeing Joseph also being like a really good dad and just taking care of her.
And even as we can see too, even Jotaro can't stand by idly and watch this happen either. And they also managed to track down his location in Egypt, Dio's that is, when he manages to get one of the Phantom photographs and manages to sketch a picture of a fly in the background. And as it turns out, it's a fly.
That was really impressive.
I know,
was
right?
like, that's a fly, you know.
And it's not any fly though. It's one that's native to Egypt. So you can track down Dio in Egypt. Yep. Sorry.
I feel like when it comes to like Jotaro's entire character, like I feel like watching him a bit more, I was like annoyed with him being like rude to his mom. But then it's like also like he has this side like similar to Joseph in a sense, where it's like he's trying to hide what he really feels. So like of course he's like distraught with like his mom being ill, because even though he's trying to act tough and being like whatever, I don't care, like it's obvious that he do care a lot about his mom. Exactly,
yeah, and by the same token, I think it's a common trait in the Joestar family from what I'm seeing, because as we saw as well, Holly was actually trying to cover up her own pain by acting pleasant and whatnot, even though she was suffering the entire time.
I mean, so from what we have seen so far, I feel like the only one that really has like had their hearts on their sleeve is pretty much Jonathan. Like, and he was very much easy to read whatever he was feeling because he was very open about it.
Yeah, exactly, and that's kind of what made him such an iconic archetype too, because both he and Dio made no bones about how they felt. They were just
Yeah,
like
that's true.
it's like one was purely good, one was purely evil, and they were just it's like I'm going to destroy you no matter what it takes, and that was the catalyst for this whole crisis going on nowadays, and it just sets it up so beautifully nowadays too. But by the same token, where both Dio and Jonathan were kind of archetypes, though, the Joestar family nowadays is more nuanced in a sense. You see more of their characters and
Yeah,
their
I would
personality.
agree with that.
Because much like Jonathan, he was kind of a flat character, unfortunately.
I mean, yeah, and that was like probably like one of the reasons why like Jonathan, like even though I like him, he's probably my least favorite Joestar because like he's like he was kind of flat like as a character because like he's always like so believed in like everyone in this universe like a good person or like could be a dynamo or whatever, but like Joseph and Joseph are like both are like they both have their flaws, but they're still good people.
Exactly, and they're both two halves of a greater whole when you think about it. Considering John, let's see, Joseph is more of a the happier, carefree person who keeps frustration under the surface, whereas Jotaro keeps his frustration on the surface, but hides his caring side.
Yeah.
So they're kind of mirror images of each other in that sense. And it's no more apparent, I think, than when they start seeing what happens with Holly and begin making their moves to get out of the country and get to Egypt. But as we can soon see, it's not going to be an easy task. Where even just going on the plane is going to be a mission in and of itself.
Yeah.
Because they try, but believe in me, everybody, they try to do that. The plan is basically to get over to Egypt as soon as they can, because they have about roughly 50 days, I think, before the Stand finally takes over Holly and kills her completely. And also forgot to mention too, by the way, not to keep going on a tangent, but I also just utterly love how when they get over there, let's see, Joseph still will not stop complaining. It's like where's a bed? Get the futon out of here and get me a proper bed. It's and furthermore, what's this tea ceremony over here? It's like instant coffee's far better, and then puts the coffee together. And it's like, Japanese coffee tastes terrible, and it's like that's American coffee.
Like the way he just continues to complain is like so like Western, and
I
he's
know,
just
right?
like Abdul is just over there being like, this tea is so good, you guys," and like Joseph being like, "Take that trash away from me."
Exactly. Let's see, Misha says no cat ears today. Well, not yet anyway, but we can fix that, no problem. There we go. Put them on for both Nadja and myself, Nya.
Yeah.
I couldn't resist. I don't like sand. It's coarse and it gets irritating, not like here. Cat ears. We have the cat ears on, everybody. Nya. I didn't even have to do a redeem for it either. Let's see. So they're getting onto the plane to get over to Egypt, and they figure it'd be an easy task, right? Not so much, because sure enough, as they're getting over there, they see this big bug flying around the cabin, and it's just like I'm like, what's this big thing? Is it a scarab? But it's actually a stag beetle, I think. But if it had been a scarab, I wouldn't have been surprised, though. But I'm not sure they can fly, though. But it starts flying around the cabin, just starts pestering them, and then it starts doing this whole attack from like the Alien movies on one of the bad guy or on one of the civilians nearby.
Yeah.
It just shoots its mouth horn out of its mouth and just starts impaling people on it and stuff like that. It's like, why you gotta do that? It's like something out of like Alien versus Predator.
I know. Again, with like the gore in JoJo, like it's so disgusting the way they just like it does something like ripping out of their tongues and just being like, why though?
I know, right? It's like why do you do that? It's just ugh. And then and sure enough, though, the insect is also a stand, and which wouldn't surprise me considering how the Joestars know about that Dio knows about them. Dio also knows about them and where they're trying to go, so he's sending his minions all across the world to try and stop them from reaching him.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes things infinitely more complicated.
Like that makes sense. Like, you know, like since he has like Jonathan's body, he has also like the connections with his descendants.
Mm-hmm.
But it's
Yeah, at the same time, though,
like it's still so like
sorry.
like like well, you could like it's just so infuriating, like being like, okay, but even if you have like the connection to like have the connection with his descendants, like leave them alone, because like you're not supposed to have that connection to begin with, because that's Jonathan's body, not yours.
Yeah, exactly. But then again, this is Dio we're talking about, and he will do anything just to piss people off and make his own ends work.
Oh yeah, true. And I also wonder when it comes to like Dio's stand abilities, like because like it felt like he had a power to like to create other stands, because he also had a photo ability that like Joseph had.
Yeah, I'm wondering about that too, because I'm wondering, considering the stands came from when Dio possessed Jonathan's body, and it spread all throughout the other the Joestar family. I'm seeing different traces of it in the other people too, because you saw that the purple thorns with what's it called? You saw that both on Dio and Joseph Joestar with the purple hermit stand. And then we see the Jotaro stand now, which Avdol named Star Platinum. And then what else? I'm not too sure about the vine parts though, but we at least see two of them, I think, with let's see, in Dio as well as with Jonathan. Sorry, not Jonathan, but Joseph and Jotaro.
Yeah, that's true. And I mean, I wonder because they also call it like Dio's curse. So I mean, like, are all of the stands like Dio's to begin with, but they are like being cursed on the Joestar family because it's trying to kill them? I don't know.
I'm not too sure. The one with Holly for sure though, but the rest of them, it's already given the Joestars an advantage because they can actually use it to fight against them now.
Yeah, that's true. So that wouldn't make sense to begin with. But like, I do know that Joseph did call it like Dio's curse.
And then again, as Dio said, like it's like just out. You're talking sense of it's also giving them abilities. It's like everything has advantages and disadvantages. So
I mean, but then again, Dio is one of those characters that is like, even if I do give you abilities that do make you stronger, I also have these abilities, and I am stronger than you, so I'm gonna like it's gonna be fine either way.
Yeah, exactly, because he's just that arrogant anyway. He's not just going to believe that he's gonna. It's like, oh no, he has that ability. I'm gonna lose. I'm just gonna stay here in Egypt forever. I'm just gonna give up and just hide out for the rest of my life. No, he's not gonna do that.
Yeah.
My guess is he's probably luring them into more favorable conditions, and then probably try to wear them down before they can get there and stop them in time. So that's what I'm pretty sure this wild chase is all about. Is mostly just weakening them and then trying to kill them before they get close. As we've seen with the other stands so far, that's my best guess as to it.
And then it also feels like he's trying to like delay them as much as he can, like in the case that they would actually do get to Egypt, because like he should know that they're on a time limit to save Holly.
Exactly, yeah. Like whatever they see, he sees, and I'm assuming it's vice versa as well, at least to an extent, anyway. And then from that point onward, it sees. Let's see, they go up against the that weird bug inside of the cabin, and while it's all going there, there's some old guy wakes up. It's like, what's all the commotion over here? It's like, I gotta get to the bathroom over here, and he just sees the word massacre written on the wall with somebody's blood. But as it turns out, the old man's actually the stand user.
But I mean, as soon as they focused on the man, on the old man, I was like, but that voice actually do fit well the old man though. So like, I wouldn't be surprised if he actually was the stand user.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, yeah, generally speaking, though, it's often the ones you don't assume that are the actual what's it called? The actual stand users or actual villains in sight. Because as we've seen with Dio and company, let's see, evil's around every corner and hiding in plain sight. So you got to watch yourself with that. Furthermore,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
yeah,
And I mean, like, when it just comes to like, I also feel like it was really nice to see Kakoin's like more abilities with his stand as well, like just trying to defeat like the bug, because like of course the villains are gonna be like very cocky about it. Like did you not notice that you cannot hit me? And it was like I was not aiming for you.
exactly. While you were dodging that, I had my other stuff get around towards you. I trapped you, and then impales the bug from all 5 sides, and takes him out. And then finally the old man goes as well, and then that's the end of it. Let's see. However, though, he already got into the pilots beforehand, I think, when he was using the restroom earlier.
The funny part is that Joseph is just running to the cockpit and being like, oh fuck, we're like, they're probably dead. And then being like, oh wait, but this is the 3rd time I'm gonna crash the plane.
Exactly. It's like, I'm like, wait a second, weren't you... He was hijacked on a plane before. He went down another burning plane with cars and let's see, and Stroheim, and now he's on a 3rd passenger plane with that going down now. Let's see, the crew's dead.
Are just being like, I am never flying with him ever again in my life. What do you mean?
I mean, can you blame him? I wouldn't want to fly with Joseph Joestar either, if that was the case. So they crash land right off the coast of Hong Kong.
Flying experience, but no, I wouldn't want to fly with Joseph Joestar either.
Exactly, yeah. So thankfully they make the landing. They land on the water there. Let's see, right outside of Hong Kong, which is kind of fortunate considering back in the 80s it was also a hot spot for good stuff back then. Let's see, they also had and they start going on and they're trying to find more information as well as a way to travel by ship, because they're reasoning if we go by plane it could cause another disaster, and we don't want to risk that with anybody else nearby, so we're going to go by ship this time around. So we'll find ourselves a ship and then get to the station master's office as soon as we can. Let's see, and then that's when the restaurant guy starts hawking his wares and starts getting everybody's attention. It's like, what are you doing? We don't have time to eat over here. But then finally, of course, it's like, we're gonna try some hot cola. It's like, hot cola? What's wrong with you? You gotta drink that stuff cold. It's like Joseph will not stop complaining.
Like, he's just one of those Westerners that do not accept new faces because he's also old now, right? So he only accepts what he's used to. Like, what do you mean, hot cola? That's like disgusting.
And I mean, really though, have you ever tried hot soda before? It doesn't taste very good.
I mean, like, I've actually tried the Hong Kong recipe for it, though, like, with how they make it, and it actually tastes really good.
Gotcha. That might just be me in that case. I can't stomach soda myself, so I have a hard time drinking it.
Yeah.
Whether it's hot or cold.
Because, like, when they make it, like, with the Hong Kong recipe like that, like, it actually tastes more like tea than it does soda, so it tastes really nice.
That actually makes sense when you think about it, considering... So Chinese tea is very good, especially like a oolong or black tea or something like that. I'll have to give the hot cola a try too and see what it tastes like.
Yeah.
As long as there's no carbonation, I'll give it a shot, because that's what gets me. It just affects my tongue so weirdly. I don't know why.
Oh yeah, there was no carbonation for the hot cola.
Oh, good. I'll have to give that a try then. In that case.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they start talking about trying dim sum or other food there. I'm like, dim sum, you're speaking my language there.
I mean, I was watching it and I was like, hey, can you guys not stop talking about food right now because I haven't eaten yet?
I know, right? It's like, why are you going to talk about food right now? You're making me hungry. And especially if it's Chinese food. I love Chinese food so much.
Chinese food is always good though. Like, Like I love Chinese food just generally. Like it never goes wrong with Chinese food.
Exactly. Like you can put me in front of a table with like nothing but dumplings or other things like that. Like maybe let's see, got baozi. See, beef udon's also very good. Like all kinds of stuff there.
Yeah.
Same with I'm trying to think. What was that one meal they had? Like moo gai pan, I think. It's also very good. But oh my
yeah,
god,
the moon pie is always good. But like now I'm getting hungry again, and when I'm just eating dinner.
I know, right? I'm sorry. But it's like anybody mentions Chinese food, I can't stop thinking about it.
Yeah. I know.
Now I just want a whole like banquet plate full of like baozi and dumplings.
But Bowser though, that would be so good.
Oh my goodness me. So they get over there, they order a whole bunch of stuff there on the menu, and none of their food is what it's supposed to be on the menu. I'm pretty sure there's a boiled frog on there, I think, or something.
Yeah, and I love how just this dude just comes up to them being like, sorry, like, I'm French actually, I don't understand shit, can you help me, water?
Yeah, as soon as I saw the hairdo, I'm like, there he is. That's the guy I've seen for so many years but never knew his story. Jean-Pierre Polnareff.
Yeah, and I was like, wait, but like, I recognize him so bad, I can finally get to start to know him finally.
I know, right? It's so good, yes! It's so good. And they start, they invite him over to have lunch with them. They start talking about stuff, and that's when they realize too. It's like because I know he's a stand user, but I didn't know he was also under Dio's control as well. I figured something was going to happen though, but I wasn't quite counting on having the silver chariot pop out of the soup bowl on top of all that.
That also caught me off guard. I was like, wait a minute.
Mm-hmm. And the next thing you know, let's see, that a huge fight breaks out there. But even then, even though he's under Dio's control, unlike Kakyoin beforehand, this guy's pretty freaking chivalrous. Like he actually says, we're taking this fight outside. We don't want to hurt any other innocent people. Takes them over to
and he also wants like Abdul to be able to like demonstrate his entire power, so he can take him down fairly, because he doesn't want to take him down when he's not at 100%, because he feels like that would be cheating.
Exactly. It's good to see somebody who actually has scruples in that sense. So I'm like, I know you're under control, but maybe you're not a bad guy after all. Let's see what you got. And normally in these circumstances, you'd expect, because when you think of matchups, you're thinking more like Pokemon, like fire can beat steel. Only in this case, as we're seeing with the other stuff there, let's see, the silver chariot's so precise that it can not only impale steel or other objects, it can also impale fire on the sword.
Yeah. And when they was showing that off, I was like, wait a minute.
It's so good.
It's so good, but it's so ridiculous at the same time. I was like, wait, this doesn't make sense.
It really doesn't, but at the same time, though, again, this is JoJo we're talking about. It's supposed to be, like, absolutely ridiculous.
I mean, yeah, that's fair enough.
And then,
I mean, we should expect the most unexpected from JoJo at this point, because, like, oh my god.
And they take him over to the park with the those big statues in there, and then has the silver chariot starts carving. He starts trying to attack the red magician Red, and then starts doing his other stuff. That's what makes it a bizarre adventure. Exactly. Thank you, Orion. Thank you very much for saying so.
I mean, you're totally right, though. Like, that is the point.
And so it starts they start fighting each other. It carves a big statue out of Magician Red out of one of the statues nearby in the park. It's like, are you mocking me? It's like, no, I have something else in mind for you. This is how you're going to die. And then the next thing you know, for a good long while though, Abdul's on his back for a bit, trying to counter the effects of Silver Chariot. And then let's see, finally gets one of his gets his ultimate attack on there, like what's it called, Cross Inferno or something like that, whatever it was. and then just seemingly just melts Silver Chariot there, but then his armor flies off, making him even faster.
Yeah.
Because of course it would. It would just and now Silver Chariot can make a bunch of shadow clones and start attacking nearby, which has Avdol up against it for a while, and then he starts uses his ultimate attack to make a big gash in the ground nearby, and Polnareff is like, no, don't waste your abilities on random stuff. It's like it's like if you're attacking at random, you're just going to burn your energy out. It's like, you're absolutely right. And then as Polnareff comes charging in, though, he unleashes the attack underneath him in the gash in the ground, and just consumes him in fire, and that's what gets him right there at the end.
Yeah. I just love whenever characters just start speaking a little bit of like foreign languages, like no, like Joseph just kind of like shit or something like that. So fun every time.
Isn't it great? Especially since you just don't use it as much. Let's see, and this says, got you. Oh, got another fiery bean over here coming in. What's it gonna be? Habanero time, baby, let's go. Another orange bean coming in. That burns quite a bit, sorry. And thank you for the hydrate, Orion, too. I appreciate that very much. Oh my god, it burns so bad.
You okay?
Yes, I have Magician's Orange in my mouth right now. Because even though I'm a pyromancer, this is more like an acidic burn, not an actual fire burn. And thank you for the Cabal laugh as well. Your mockery is as wonderful as it is personally offensive. And there we go, hydrated too, so it'll burn even more. Let's see, so much like my mouth right now, Jean-Pierre Polnareff is laying on the ground in flames and just trying to hold on there. And that's when Avdol gives him a dagger to kill himself. It's like dying in fire wouldn't be the way to go for you. If you're having enough, then go ahead and die. And then Polnareff says no. You got me with your ability. I'm dying with this thing fair and square. It's only right in the end. And so Avdol turns his ability off, unburns him, and says, "You actually weren't going to do that. And you know that you didn't throw the dagger at me when my back was turned." And so they go in there and sure enough find another one of those flesh crawler things inside of his head. And then just reach in there, yank it out, and they start hearing more about Polnareff's backstory too, which is kind of tragic though, considering he's looking for the man who killed his sister.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I wouldn't be surprised, as like Joseph said, if Dio would also be working together with that killer to like try and manipulate him to kill the Joestars, but at the same time also working with him. If actually it's like a stat user, which I guess that it is.
It wouldn't surprise me, considering like he mentioned that it had two left hands, or two right hands rather. Yeah,
2 right hands. Yeah.
But I wonder though, what would be the cause of that anyway? Because it's either a standard. Sorry.
Yeah, I feel like to me it's like either like he lost his like left hand in something, and to replace that instead of like a metal hand like you see with like a lot of the characters so far with Stroheim and like Joseph, like instead of you use someone else's left hand. I don't know.
Yeah, you got me on that one though. It's definitely an unusual thing, because it's either a standard, like you said, like somebody who was an amputee and needed another hand, but definitely somebody who has very creepy taste going after little girls like that. Because that's just absolutely messed up though. Like, why would anybody go after somebody's kid sister like that?
I mean, yeah, like only psychos go after them and do that. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
that's disgusting behavior.
Exactly. And on top of all that, too, you just see that what's even crazier is that that Polnareff, much like Avdol, was a stand user for at least a couple of years prior to all this as well.
Hmm.
So I'm pretty sure that no matter what's happening, the Dios is seeking out stand users from all across the world to try and use these abilities. So I wonder just how many more of them are there.
I think there probably would be quite a lot because, like, you take it into the entire world as consideration, you know?
Exactly, yeah. And let's see, they finally reach the harbor. They're getting ready to go, and then we see the other side of Polnareff's behavior when those two girls start asking, "Can we get a picture?" And he's like, "Of course, I got plenty of pictures for you. No worries." And he starts taking pictures of their legs and whatnot too. And I'm like, dude.
I wonder, like, when Joseph commented that he doesn't really like those kind of types, I wonder if he was reminded of Caesar.
I know, right? And furthermore, does he have any connection to the Zeppeli family or something like that? I highly doubt it, but at the same time, though, I imagine if there was some sort of tangential difference or connection.
I mean, like, maybe like cousins or something like that, because I'm still waiting for, like, this series, like, part of the Zeppelins to come in again, because I need the Zeppelins in my life.
Exactly. It wouldn't be a complete generation without the Zeppelis. They're just awesome people.
Yeah.
And again, poor Caesar went way too soon, though, for my liking.
I mean, absolutely. I would have loved to see Caesar actually grow up with Joseph.
Like, how cool would that have been? You have two mentor figures
I might
aiding...
be best friends with him for life.
Exactly. Yeah, two mentor figures guiding Jotaro in life. But then again, that's what Muhammad Avdol is for.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, like, Abdul has been great so far as well. Like, I really do like the guy.
Absolutely, yeah. Oh, I got the attack name wrong. It's actually called Crossfire Hurricane. I'm sorry, now I remember.
Oh yeah, right. That's right.
And anyway, not to go on a tangent again. Sorry. So they go on. So they get on the ship there. They get ready to sail out there and do their thing. And they find this one kid on board who, I swear to God, it's the third reference to Poco so far in the series. I think. It's like
I know.
Did the artist have some sort of interest in this kid or something like that? Like, was it just easier for him to draw or something to that effect?
Like, every part so far has had, like, a kid or something. Like the author must have really loved Poco.
And I don't even know what this kid's name is to begin with either.
I actually don't remember what their name is.
I'm not even sure it was mentioned too, because I don't recall it being there. Just that this person's a stowaway, and furthermore, how when Jotaro goes to rescue the girl from falling in the water, that's when we find out she is a girl after all at the end.
I mean, yeah. I mean, like, it also like the entire thing of, like, also going into a little bit more of his caring side when everyone is, like, freaking out and he's just kind of trying to stand there all nonchalantly and then being like, oh yeah, fuck it, I'm gonna just jump into the water and save her. But then also
Exactly.
being like, wait, you're a girl? Like, just pressing on her chest, and she's like, what the fuck are you doing?
I know, right? That was kind of weird, but it's like as long as you're sure. It's like,
mean,
I don't know why you're doing that, but it's like...
That was not necessary for you to do. Like, you
I
could
know.
see yourself as a girl.
Exactly, and as soon as her hat falls off, that's when you see it's a girl. Like, how much hair could you fit into one hat is the question.
Right? Like, it was a lot of hair that she stuffed into that hat.
Exactly. I saw the same thing happen too in a similar circumstance too with Fire Emblem Awakening with Lucina. Are you familiar with her at all by any chance?
No, I haven't played Fire Emblem at all, so I'm not that familiar with the game.
Well, one of the characters, Lucina, like she tries passing herself off as Marth, but her hair's short at the time, It's only when her mask breaks off, her hair suddenly gets long again. It's like how were you hiding that? That's my one complaint though. It's like, how do you hide that much hair in that much of a confined space and not have it be all bunched out? Because it's like, how tight do you have it wrapped around there to make it like that?
Especially when it's that long. It's like, how do you manage that?
Yeah, the same thing happened with Cars too, when he had his hair under the turban.
Oh yeah.
It's like skin tight around his head with a tiny tuft popping out, but as soon as he pulls it out, it's just like whoosh, like a gigantic like display of luscious locks coming out.
Right.
Apparently, hammer space exists for hair too. But I digress though. So they're heading off there, and they see this horrific figure coming into the water that he's trying to save her from there. And of course, as soon as he gets there, let's see, Jotaro just goes "Ora!" and just beats the crap out of it once again.
Yeah.
I think he also beat the crap out of the shark too. On top of all that.
I mean, like, I would also have beaten the shit out of the shark because, like, ain't no way you're messing with that.
Mm-hmm. And then, of course, the creature comes by there, and it just like bisects the shark and then moves toward the rest of the group there. Thankfully, Kakyoin comes to the rescue, pulls both Jotaro and the girl to safety, gets them back on board, and they're trying to figure out who the stand user is, because it's like it vanished. It's like, it's got to be a stand then. Something's going on. It's like, but who is it? See, but the crew's all been handpicked, so how do we do that? It's like, it's gotta be the girl then. It's like, what do you know about stands? What the hell are you talking about? So he pulls out a knife. It's like, you want to be this thing's 360th victim or something? And it's like, yeah, she's like that. She can't be the stand user, but then who is it? And sure enough, the captain comes by. It's like, wait a second, are you the? It's like, are you the stand user? It's like, I don't know what you're talking about. He starts playing dumb, though, and then, of course, eventually reveals himself as the stand user there, and sure enough, it's like a Dark Blue Moon or something like that is the name for that particular creature.
Yeah, because as soon as I saw the captain, I was like, "You're sus. You totally probably is the stand user because like like if you have a stand that like no one recognizes because it's like a water Aquarius based kind of stand, like you must be out at like sea a lot, so like it makes sense if it would be the captain."
Yeah, exactly. And then furthermore, he's like, oh, that captain's sleeping with the fishes now, so come on, Joseph, come on, Jonathan, I'll take you down. And then of course he tries to fight him there. He knocks him back into the water there. It's like, do we get him? But unfortunately, it isn't quite the case, because you see like barnacles start forming on Star Platinum's body, drags him into the water, and then they start fighting underwater. It's like, well, what are you gonna do now? It's like, you can't breathe underwater. I can hold my breath for 6 minutes and 30 seconds. And like, while still talking underwater somehow.
I feel like at that point they probably were talking more like through their stands underwater.
I suppose
like,
so.
the anime, so like it showed like the characters were talking, but like through the stands more. I don't know.
I guess so, but it's like when your mouths are moving underwater. That's what I'm led to believe. It's like, even though it's like, we'll talk through our stands, but our lips are still going to move. I don't know. Call me confused. I don't fucking know. And then what's more is they start. It's like you can see though that Jotaro's at a big disadvantage right off the bat, considering he's got to fight underwater where he's not used to, against somebody who's been training there for quite a long time. And on top of that, he's also forming a whirlpool with a whole bunch of the scales on board too. So it's basically a big whirlpool full of flechettes that are just shredding everything in sight. And that's when let's see, Jotaro says you're gonna become sashimi in a few seconds there. And he actually went limp, I think, to not use his stand at full power, so he'd have energy to actually do stuff, and then focused his energy in his stand's fingers and just went right through Dark Blue Moon's head. And toward the shreds.
I was reminded, like, just how, like Joseph and Caesar were like to use someone for their fingers. I was reminded of that when, like, Jotaro did that in the whirlpool. But I also love the fact that, like, when everyone else was reporting what was going on, like, Abdul was just like, oh no, this is bad. And it's like, Joseph was just kind of standing there like, oh, is it really though?
Because Joseph knows his grandson's abilities well, I'm sure, at this point. And not to mention what he was capable of doing back when he was younger. And that was even before he had a stand, too.
Yeah, that's true. And also just the fact that he's just, like, proud, being like, yeah, that's my grandson, after he defeats him, and he just, like, goes up to the ship again.
Mm-hmm. Let's see, but as we've seen, the that respite doesn't last for very long, because the captain planted bombs on board the ship, so they're delayed yet again. And as the ship's blowing up, they're like, get the emergency boats quick! And it's like explosions everywhere on the ship. It's like a Michael Bay movie on board. It's like, how are you going to find emergency boats in the middle of all that?
Everyone is like, really? Really?
Because of course there would be one more hiccup in the plan.
Yeah.
So now they're sitting in the water for God knows how long now, waiting for a ship to come by. It's like, don't worry, I launched the rescue signals and the coordinates. They're on their way. But now it leads on to a much bigger ship, this massive tanker, I think, coming by. And we still have no idea what's going on there, what's going to happen next, because it's like, are these people rescuers? Are they villains? Who's coming for him now?
I mean, like, I feel like it could be pretty much anything at this point, because, like, I wouldn't be surprised if it was more villains sent by Dio, but at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised either if it was, like, normal, like, officers or shipmen or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. So this series could go any which way now, and I'm all about it. It's been such a ride so far. It's so good finally seeing this all come together after so many months, not so much months, but weeks of watching this thing. It's been quite a ride, and I can't wait to see where the rest of it goes. Like, what do you think is going to go for it next? Like, what do you think it's going to happen from there?
I mean, like, for me, I just know that Stardust Crusaders in general is like one of the longest parts in JoJo. So, like, pretty much anything can happen. Like, I think, like, this entire thing is like 50 episodes or something. So, like, a lot of things are gonna happen.
I think you might be right. So I'm looking at the episode chart here. Let's see what we got. Hang on a second. You've got 2 entire seasons of Stardust Crusaders.
I mean, yes, I feel like this is only like the prologue to the entire thing, because I feel like this season could be essentially pretty much like how you introduce all of the characters, give them backstories, and then just like get them to Egypt. But like the cliffhanger of the season would be like to actually get to where Dio is.
And furthermore, it's like there's 50 days and there's almost 50 episodes in the entire season. So here we go.
I mean, yeah, that's true.
So,
but at the same time, JoJo have always also had like this fast-paced thing where it just goes insane, and it's like
exactly.
I'm expecting a lot of things from Stardust Crusaders as well.
Yeah, same here, because it's the one everyone talks about. Like, it's the one that we've been waiting to see, and so far it hasn't disappointed. I'm really looking forward to seeing what's going to happen with it. Plus, I love the idea behind the stands. It's just so goofy and ridiculous.
I mean, yeah, I absolutely love that they introduced that as like, I feel like the stands should be like Hamon in a sense, but they're using it like as a manifestation as fighting spirits or something like that instead of going in directly. And like, there's just so many things you can do with it. Like, I love that idea.
Let's see, but I wonder though, is Hamon affecting the stands, or are the stands powered by Hamon, or some other effect? I'm not too sure.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure either. I just assumed that it was Hamon because, like, this entire thing have been like
Mm-hmm.
Hamon based, you know?
Gotcha. Let me see here. So apparently, according to the wiki, the literal meaning of stand is like it also translates to a ghostly ripple. So it is a manifestation of Hamon energy, I think.
Because that was what makes sense in my head because like it's the power system that we've had for a very long time so far. So like I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't be surprised that if it was based on Hamon's just like manifest your will and your fighting spirit into something else.
Exactly, something that actually fights alongside you and can actually manipulate stuff in different ways. Like how wild would it be to actually have to have a manifestation of your own energy fighting alongside you?
That'd be crazy actually.
And and furthermore, the references just keep on piling on to it with this series too. Because I'm pretty sure that they're keeping up with the musical names too. Because if I'm not mistaken, I think Muhammad Abdul is reference to Paula Abdul, the singer.
I mean, at this point, it probably is because like the author is always so on point with the music references. So
Mm-hmm. And then of course Jean-Pierre Ponareff is named for the musician Michel Ponareff, who did a bunch of stuff. And according to the wiki, let's see, Jotaro's father Sadao Kojo was a jazz musician, which might have been named after the jazz musician Sadao Watanabe.
oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. And like something I also wondered about, like there always seemed to be like one parent missing in every generation. Like, what
Mm-hmm.
happened to your father?
Yeah, exactly. In this case, I think he was on tour or something like that. And what's more is let's see. Now that wouldn't work, considering he's not of the Joestar bloodline. He wouldn't have a stand himself. But can you imagine if he actually had a stand and started using his
That would actually be kind of funny.
and using his horns or trumpets to start fighting alongside the Joestar family? It's like, I'm using my stand. Play that funky music. Oh my goodness me, though. But I also forgot too. Let's see, during the second arc too, and they go to that one island with like what's it called, air supply. Let's see, Air Supplement Island, the one spot where they went to. Let's see, I didn't realize right off the bat, but I'm like, wait, Air Supplement, that's fucking Air Supply, isn't it? The group Air Supply.
Yeah. I mean, totally, yeah. I mean, like, all of the music references, like, whenever, like, you tell me about them, like, it's always such a good time because I'm just like, yeah, that totally makes sense.
Mm-hmm. And of course, let's see, Susie Q also a Susie Q reference from the there's both a song called Susie Q as well as musician Susie Quattro as well.
I mean, the song Susie Q I knew about, so
Yeah.
I was like, okay, that's also a nice reference. But like, it's like you are on tiptoes because you want to know about all of the names to see if you can piece together the music references.
Mm-hmm. And at the same time, you also don't want to ruin the series for yourself either.
Oh yeah, sure.
Oh my goodness me! So, all that aside, though, what's been your initial impression from the series so far? What were your favorite bits of the first 6 episodes of the series?
I mean, like, there's so many good moments though, like in the series so far. But I do think that my favorite is probably like just the beginning with the prison cell and just like like the first fight between like Jotaro and like Abdul, and just getting to know a little bit about Stans. Like it was just such like a gotcha moment, you know, when you get like, oh, okay, that was what a Stans means. Like that's awesome. And just in general, just getting to know Jotaro a bit more, and just all of the characters that I've seen so many screenshots and memes from with Kakoen and like Panarov and like all of these characters that I've seen on so many occasions. Finally getting like in context and who they are and like what they're about.
Exactly, and by the same token too, it's also great that how they go into the detail with the stands as well too. Like they don't just tell you about them; they show you what's going on, and that makes for quality writing, I think, because it's often said that the best characters show, they don't tell.
Yeah.
Because you can give an elaborate backstory all the way to Sunday that even Tolkien couldn't follow. But at the same time, if you're not able to convey your character's methods through their actions, then it's not going to work out the same way. You have to be able to show what they can do, and have it go in a way that won't bore the audience to death, though. And that was a perfect way of doing it, because having the stands fighting each other as a demonstration to show it's like no, they're not bad. You can control these things, but at the same time, though, if you let it control you there, you're not going to master it inside your prison cell. You got to get out there and actually take action to control this thing. Otherwise, you're just going to be miserable your entire life.
Yeah, exactly.
It also gives that sense of urgency too, where it's like it's like we know you're in a we know you're in bad shape, let's see, Jotaro. We know you're confused right now, but at the same time, this is far bigger than either of us right now. We need you out here now to help fight this thing. Let's see. Hello, System Busy. Good to see you again today. How you been? Let's see. Love the neon theme. Thank you very much. This was designed by a good friend of mine, Lux. He's part of the Gremlin Squad. They're a group of VTubers who do stuff like that, and he actually made this kick-ass podcast background. It was based on Moonside from Earthbound, I think, with the bar scene in there in Jackie's Club. So I wanted to give like a proper location for Neon City and stuff like that. But anyway, I digress. Sorry about that. But
Okay, good.
let's see. But anyway, as you were, Nadja, I'm sorry.
I mean, yeah, and it's just like the whole thing with like, I mean, like also getting to know like Kakoen and like what he's about, and, like Nelprof. Like I love just knowing about different characters. It was great, and just like getting to know like Joseph as like an older man and like who he became essentially, because there's so many few times in anime in general where you get to know characters grow old, because you see them in their daily life when they're like teenagers, when they're main characters, but rarely do you see them grow up and grow old.
Yeah, exactly. Doubly so with the Joestar family, considering George died in his middle age. He was relatively old, but still. Let's see. Jonathan died after he got married. Let's see. George Joestar II died when he was young, and now and so far Joseph's been the only one to actually reach a very old age now.
Yeah.
So it's very good to see that too. And like I said with Kakyoin as well, that's also a good way to give some backstory to him. Like, this is somebody who's traveled the world. He's explored locations with his family before. He's not just some flat character. Like they give nuance to him. Like they actually have a various what's it called, nuance and layering for him.
And I also feel like there's also a lot more that we can explore with him, because like I feel like we're only at the surface with his character and what he can be. So that's also exciting.
Exactly, but and in spite of all that, though, this is somebody who actually has trained with his stand too. Like he knows how to use it in various ways, and I also want to know how that whole thing with his ability to paint stuff comes into play too. Can he also paint somebody's picture and like use that against them too?
I mean, I would guess so, right? Because like otherwise it wouldn't like have showcased that, but like it doesn't have really that much to do with his stand. So I wonder where that ability comes from.
Exactly. He's got a modeling puppet on a string too.
Yeah, that's true.
And but it makes you wonder though, what else he can do with it. Can he craft weapons out of clay or something? Can he let's see, because his ability is mostly long range and like ensnaring people with it. But I would love to see an artist's ability with stands too. That would be so cool to watch.
Oh yeah, that would be so much fun.
Because I've seen various Pictomancer characters before with Sai in Naruto, Realm in Final Fantasy VI, and stuff like that.
Hmm.
So if he can do something like that on the side, that would be so cool to watch.
Yeah.
Let's see, speaking as someone who's done painting before, that would be a joy to see that.
I mean, yeah, I would be totally down to see that as well. Like, just like it can do so many things with that kind of stat. It would be so much fun.
Yeah, and same with the with Purple Hermit too. Like I've only seen it as a bunch of thorns so far, but I wonder if it has an actual physical form beyond just that though. Like, can he actually make a physical manifestation of his person doing that? Can he do anything else with it?
Yeah, I wonder that too, actually. That's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sure we will get that answered like later on. But it's a good question.
I'm sure of that too, yeah. Because I want to see what else Joseph can do in this one, and if he's going to have a more active role in the series too. Because he's gone from the protagonist to also a mentor figure, but at the same time, though, from what I've seen of him, he's still no less capable of fighting, though.
Yeah, I mean that should be true because like at this point in time he should be like a Hamon master and also just being able to use like, if not for like a fighting stand like Jotaro, he should still be able to fight with Hamon in general. So
Yes, exactly. And by the same token, this is somebody who let's see, who may not even need a physical body to use a stand there, because this is somebody who used his wiles and other hidden abilities too. And given the thorny bit too, it wouldn't surprise me if that was chosen for him deliberately in a sense. Let me rephrase that actually. Like, in some ways, you could see Joseph Joestar kind of like a rose in a way. He's sweet on the surface, but at the same time, though, you mess with him and he will prickle you with thorns.
yeah, I mean that's true though because he's always been like a trickster, like use brain whenever he needs to fight, setting up traps and like trying to lure his enemies in and just trying to control the situation.
And then speaking of thorns too, we can't forget that bit with the cactus against that German officer. that was so well done. It's like the cactus was my target the entire time and just explodes it on the guy. Just covering him in thorns. So, you know what would make my day if he actually did that? If he actually had like if his stand manifested himself as a cactus and just blew itself up on people, like becoming an exploding cactus. Or it becomes the cactus thing from Digimon or whatever.
Yeah.
or better still, the cactar from Final Fantasy VII.
Oh god, I mean that would be funny though, like just to have like a cactus power in general, just because of that moment. But I would also love to see like Joseph just redo that, but like in his older age against someone and be like, this brings back memories, you guys.
I know, right? That would be so good. Just like it's like you hit the cactus, but the cactus was actually the target all along, and then just blows up his arm on them or something. And moreover, I'm wondering how he's going to make use of his new mechanical arm now, because he still has that. And has still been making adjustments to it over the years, I'm sure.
I mean, yeah, he probably got inspired by Stroheim at that point. So, I mean, like, it's probably been upgrading it. I wouldn't be surprised if he has, like, you know, gunshots and stuff in it, like revolvers and stuff.
Oh god, like a finger gun.
Yeah.
But kind of like with Gino in Super Mario RPG, where it has bullets in all the finger holes. Like, how sick would that be?
I mean, it's JoJo. I wouldn't be surprised. They had like 20 grenades in his shotgun.
And just pulls a Tommy gun out of fucking nowhere.
I know.
And to me, that's what made that one arc so damn good. Just Joseph's ridiculous antics.
Well, yeah, and I love Joseph as a character. Like, he's great.
I can't wait to see what he does in this chapter coming up too. Like he's undoubtedly a lot more serious now, but I want to see him have some more of that youthful energy again. Like still employing tricks and deceiving his opponents with his other wows and abilities to take care of it. And what's more, I want to see more of what Jean-Pierre Polnareff can do with the Silver Chariot against the bad guys too.
I mean, the Silver Chariot is just so cool. I would love that.
And it's kind of funny too, because the very first time I saw that was on I was watching a playthrough of Mortal Kombat 9, and somebody was using Jean-Pierre Polnareff, or at least an alternate form of his, in a fight as part of like different background music. And I was like, this sounds really freaking cool. What's it from? It's like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, okay. And there's this character from it said the character Jean-Pierre Polnareff. And that's how I got to know Polnareff in that case. I'm like, that's so fucking cool. So what else can this guy do? So we've seen that it can stab through anything with relative ease. It can dislodge its armor to make itself stronger. But what else can Silver Chariot do besides do that stuff and hide in coffee cups or soup bowls?
I mean, like, there's so many things that, like, the Silver Chariot could do. So, like, definitely. Like, I feel like he hasn't displayed everything that he can do. Like, just, like, the abilities that's probably strong against fire because it was up against Abdul.
Let's see. And furthermore, I wonder how it's going to handle against other characters, say, like maybe Dio down the line, too. Because I do remember Dyer from the very first arc. He has a very similar look to Jean-Pierre Polnareff.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Maybe it's one of his descendants.
Maybe.
Back in a way.
Maybe. Because I wonder if it'll have a similar showdown, too. I'm hoping, I hope not. Because I don't want to see...
yeah, because how Dyer died was tragic.
It's basically froze his body and then just shattered him into pieces. And I'd rather not see that happen to poor Polnareff as well. Like, he's already been through enough having
if anyone has a death flag so far, it's probably Joseph, just because he is so old at this time.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
I would hate to see, like, don't do that to me. Don't do that.
Exactly, yeah, because Joseph's too cool to die. He's already done so much, though. He's been an absolute badass throughout his entire arc. Like, he took on the four most powerful ancient beings in the universe and won. Like, how crazy is that?
But, like, somehow I feel like he would sacrifice himself for, like, Jotaro or something, like, in a fight with Dio. Like, I can see that happening, but at the same time, don't.
Yeah, exactly. It's not worth it. It really isn't. And furthermore, he didn't even need a stand to defeat the Pillar Men either. He relied purely on his own wits to do that.
I mean, yeah, and I wonder at the same time, like, is Dio really more powerful than, like, for example, Cars?
Yeah, exactly, because at this point, he's only like 100 years old. The Pillar Men have been around for over 10,000 years. And they have abilities beyond comprehension. Like, they were the makers of the Stone Masks. And now that they're gone, and the Stone Masks are gone too, what's Dio gonna do now?
Because it's not like he can create, like, the vampire armies anymore, so that's probably why he's trying to recruit so many stand users.
Yeah, his abilities in some ways have diminished since the last time. And his only real power is actually coming from Jonathan's old body.
I mean, yeah, and that's kind of like cheating. Like stop.
Exactly, yeah. It's like I have no respect for the guy at this point any longer. Like, he's powerful, but at the same time, it's just super cheap.
I mean, like, at the same time, he lost my respect as soon as he killed that dog in episode 2.
Yes, he did. Like, the second I saw him, I hated him already. I'm like, okay, Dio, let's see what you got there. Like, nope. You have to die now.
Yeah.
And I'm just hoping at some point it meets with a very fiery end for him.
I mean, at some point he needs to die. Like, even if he has the devil's luck, like, come on. Like, you cannot survive, like, 500 times.
Precisely. And then, of course, later on you see, like, 30 years later, and then it's like, you see a strand of his flesh survived somehow and got into something else nearby. And it's like, I live on through the strand of flesh in this person's right arm. like freaking Liquid Snake in...
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised because, like, Dio is supposed to be, like, the main villain. And I actually don't know what would happen like, if they actually, like, succeeded in killing Dio in, like, Stardust Crusaders. Like, what would be next? More Pillarmen?
You never know. You never know. And by the same token, it would just be like... It would be like a Liquid Snake in Metal Gear Solid, how he survived through his arm and grafted onto another person's body.
Oh, yeah.
Which was utterly ridiculous, by the way. It's like, sure, just graft your arm onto Revolver Ocelot's body, and then somehow that'll make you under his control.
Yeah.
Totally makes sense. Sure, got it. And But let's see. Furthermore, what's also going to happen with Avdul too? Like, what's his overall thing? What's going to happen when he gets back to Egypt?
I mean, yeah, because I wonder, like, if he has, like, family and stuff in Egypt. Like, like what's more to his character? Because, like, I do like him. I just don't know that much about him. Like, he's kind of like the Smokey of the season so far.
Exactly. Only this Smokey fights back, and there's fire to back it up. Where there's Smokey, there's fire.
That's true. So, yeah.
I'm sorry, I couldn't resist.
You could.
Okay, maybe I could have, but at the same time, though, I honestly couldn't. Because I have to make those bad jokes. I just have to make those bad jokes.
I mean, you're the master at bad puns. You're forgiven.
I am indeed the pungent master. I learned from the best, including Trickiwi. Let's see, that's interesting too, actually. I was looking some about Magician Red, and apparently the Crossfire Hurricane is part of the opening line in the song Jumpin' Jack Flash by the Rolling Stones.
Really?
Yeah, apparently. Let me look it up now. Now I'm really curious. Yep, the lyrics read at the start says, "I was born in a crossfire hurricane."
Wow.
It's like, I'm just amazed. They managed to find so many different things to do that with.
I mean, just in general, just like taking lyrics, like musicians' names and stuff, like just being so inspired by music, it's great.
Mm-hmm. And by the same token too, remember that Hank Hill thing I was telling you about with the from King of the Hill?
Hmm.
Let me try and get a shot of it real quick for you. Hang on a second. Just give me like 2 seconds here. I'll get a capture set up for us real fast.
Absolutely.
Display capture, window capture. Let's see. Bear with me 2 seconds here, folks. I apologize. No, not a display capture. Not a display capture. Because display captures will mess up your stuff if you're using like if you're using display captures or whatever, you don't want to use that with I'll put it over here in the corner for now. Like rule of thumb with OBS, don't ever use display captures because it'll mess up your game performance later on. I learned that the hard way one day.
Oh yeah.
Hang on a moment. Here we go.
God dang it, I'm gonna kick your ass with the power of my stand.
propane nightmare. Bull!
It's like, like the second I saw that with Hank Hill doing that, I just lost my shit.
Like it's so accurate.
I know,
Like
right?
trying to make that into like a JoJo reference, like that would actually happen.
Mm-hmm. Two Stone to play. Hello there, Two Stone. What's going on? Let's see. For those who aren't aware, Two Stone is an old buddy of mine from my Black Squadron days when I used to play with Star Wars Battlefront 2. He's one of my co-pilots back then.
Oh, nice.
Let's see. System Busy said, I thought it sounded like Hank Hill. Exactly. Yeah, that was supposed to be from King of the Hill. And trying to think. And you never seen King of the Hill at all, or no?
No, I haven't seen that.
Well, basically, it's a show that takes place in Texas, where it details the life of Hank Hill and his family, the Hills, and Hank Hill is a propane salesman.
Mm-hmm.
So he often says, "Hello there. Got any questions about propane or propane accessories?" And so there's a song by Pendulum called "Propane Nightmares," and so that's the name of the stand comes from, Propane Nightmare.
I mean, that makes sense though.
And just the fact that they made that sound too, because he often goes like I don't know what you're talking about there, boy. So it's like what? And, and you know what's even crazier, actually? Now that you mentioned King of the Hill, I was there was a friend of mine who was over in Japan at one point watching some of his coworkers nearby. They were all huddled around a TV saying, "We're watching this anime," they said, and they were watching King of the Hill. Because anime is more of a blanket term for like cartoons in general, like animation. So the fact that they consider King of the Hill an anime is just amazing.
I mean,
Just like how anime.
they're not wrong though. Like it's animated. Like it's anime.
Exactly, yeah. It's just what we think of, as Western animation or cartoons to us is anime to them. Whereas anime is more defined as like Japanese cartoons. It's just crazy how that can cross boundaries too, and then become a whole fucking meme for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure as well. So in many ways, Hank Hill has truly crossed borders. Like I would love to see a JoJo game with Hank Hill fighting against the villains from JoJo with Propane Nightmare.
Oh my god, that would actually be very fun.
Like, can you imagine that? It's just the next thing you know. And the other characters start having their stands too. I'm trying to think of what the other ones would be in that case, because there are just so many other characters in that show.
Yeah.
And you see a flabbergasted Bobby Hill, Hank's son, just looking over at Jotaro. It's like, hey there, my name's Bobby Hill. How are you today? It's like go away. and just, oh my god. For all the stuff that's been going on through like cultural osmosis and meme culture and whatnot, all I can say is God bless you, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. and the absolute
JoJo is one of the best examples of like making it in the meme culture.
Exactly. It's just so well done. It's so good. And what's even better still is that there are people who are like who are saying to the artists of the series like no, this isn't going to work. It's we have far better series here like Fist of the North Star and other stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which was the inspiration for it, but at the same time it's like give the thing a chance, for God's sake, too, because guess what? Everybody said Nirvana was going to suck too, and Nirvana's still one of the most beloved bands to this day.
I mean, Nirvana is great. There will always be legends, you know?
Exactly, and then they had, and just because some schmuck in a business suit says, well, you can't make it there, it's like just let people practice, hone their craft, and let them suck once in a while too, so they can actually learn their stuff. Because if you
I
don't,
mean, it's the same tale about Queen though, because like
mm-hmm,
no one believed in Queen in the beginning, but then
yeah,
they turned out to be like living legends, and they're still legends.
exactly, Freddie fucking Mercury.
Yeah.
It's like and that's what I wish people would just do. Like, I mean, sure, there are some folks out there that just genuinely suck at their craft. Like they just don't know what they're doing. But at the same time, for those who actually are willing to hone their craft and actually allow themselves to just suck for a while, like those people can
Hmm.
actually achieve greatness. Like, so don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to suck. Like, get out there and just
Yeah,
do it.
because like with everything, it's pretty like you're gonna have that period where you're gonna be like, I suck at this. Like I'm like
Mm-hmm.
I suck very bad at this. I'm a failure like at what I'm doing. But at the same time, if I can't grow from this and become better, like that's also the process.
Precisely. There was a saying too where it said I'm trying to think where it was, but it basically said that those who dare to fail can achieve greatness.
Hmm.
Let me find the entire thing real quick for you. Hang on a second. Yeah, basically, yeah. Those who dare to fail can achieve greatness. Bravery says bravery is a virtue of success. So if you aren't afraid to fail and actually get out there and believe in yourself with it, you can actually do. You can do what you set your mind to. As corny as it sounds, it's the honest to God truth.
Yeah. I mean, like it's the same process when you're learning a new language. Like, if you're not
Mm-hmm.
afraid to fail and you speak a lot, like that's the way that you improve.
Precisely, and hell, even JoJo had its weak points too. Like some people say that Phantom Blood is the weakest arc of the series, though, and they're probably right, though. But you know what, though, it's still very good because it helps set up the story. It's because even with it all, even with the initial what's I don't want to say slowness or whatever, but like basically even despite the initial warts of it, so to speak, it still does
Hmm.
well. Let's see, System Busy says that was kind of like me with programming. I never did any low levels like CPU stuff until I started my first job, and it was pretty intimidating at first. But I wanted to understand it, and now I enjoy it more than I ever thought I did. Exactly, exactly.
Hmm. Yeah.
And in some respects, it's kind of like streaming in a way too, because for God knows how many years now, I was super shy around people, even getting in front of a camera or speaking on the radio even. But you had to take that first step. You had to put in the work. You got to make sure that you can actually get in there and give it a shot, because like Maury Calliope says, if you stop while you still suck, you're gonna suck forever. So
Yeah. Exactly.
so take it from the people who made JoJo. Take it from Nirvana. Take it from other VTubers out there. Take it from the people who were starting off in their cars in McDonald's parking lots, like Trickiwi was. Like take it from those people. Take it from me, who's still starting out here too. Take it from Nadja, who's still starting out doing stuff. You got to do this, and you're gonna make it. And to use the old cliche of Sheila LaBeouf, don't let your dreams be dreams. Just get out there and do it.
Yeah. Because if you don't start, nothing will ever happen.
Mm-hmm. And that's how it is. And the same way when I started doing like retail work as well too. Like, I was super afraid of people for the longest time, and often had a bit
Hmm.
of I was very rough around the edges around people as well for a long time. But by working with people and understanding them more, I was able to temper that, become stronger, become better with it, and just be able to relate to them a lot better.
Hmm.
And System Busy says it's all about taking the first leap. After you get enough repetition to get used to it and think to yourself, how did I survive without this? Exactly. Exactly. It's like it's like denying yourself to going to the supermarket. It's like these are essential skills that you need to learn too, and without them, it's like trying to survive without breathing, or exercising without walking.
Yeah. Exactly.
So as another old saying goes, determination begins in the mind. You just got to keep at it. So if you're if you're ever having doubts about that sort of thing, just never be afraid to put yourself out there and give it your all. And if it doesn't work out, if it doesn't work in one area, try it in another. Keep on trying to see what works. It's kind of like with like my father really wanted to be a writer, and also wanted to do do musical stuff. He was in a band on the side there, and tried writing for a while, but it's something he still struggles with for the longest time. And so he became a teacher instead. He taught French and English for about 7 years, became a counselor for 32 more, and even now he's in his 70s now, and he just finished his first book.
Yeah, because it's like never give up.
Precisely. And his very first book that he did was an autobiography.
That's awesome.
So remind me to show you sometime when we get a chance to hang out, though. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to read more about it.
And but that's just it, though. Like never. And even my father had people telling him, like, don't bother getting into teaching. There's no jobs anywhere. Don't bother doing this. Don't bother doing that. Like, there's nothing out there whatsoever. But it's like, but the question is, though, if there's if A, nobody wants to work anymore, and B, there are no jobs, how can anybody work? That's the whole logical fallacy going on with the naysayers today. It's usually people who want to either keep their own positions safe or want to gatekeep for any future talent or whatever coming in. And it's like, it's like, so don't let them say that you can't do it. It's like only you can say that you can't do it. So yeah, the lesson of today is be like the Joe Stars. Don't let the Dios out there tell you can't do it. Don't let anybody say that it's useless. Just keep on at it. But just promise you don't leave any executives headless, okay? Don't try to develop a stand and then take somebody's head off and leave them underwater for 100 years. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah, that's probably not a good idea.
Yeah, you don't want to wind up in jail. Like you want, like, let's see, you want to wind up in the in a dream job, not as a prisoner. Unless your dream job is to be a prisoner, then that's your business. That's more of a you problem, I think. I don't know why anybody would want to be a prisoner, but
Oh yeah.
it's like imagine this person's autobiography. It's like one day he got out of bed and wondered what it would like to be in jail for the rest of his life. So he decided right from the age of 3 that he would be the world's most nefarious criminal.
Oh my god.
At this point, I think I've lost it. I don't freaking know anymore. Let's see, but yeah, going forward though, I'm looking forward to seeing what the series has to offer. I'm looking forward to seeing the rest of the meme culture brought about by JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and and if I ever get a chance to, I want to go to a convention this summer and actually start seeing all the bizarre stands and poses. If they actually have classes about that, I want to go so badly.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm going to go back to Anime Expo this year, and I'm hoping that it will be, like, JoJo panels or anything to do with it, because that would be great.
Absolutely, yeah. System Busy says, wow, another good for your dad. Another quote is from Conan O'Brien. Work hard, be kind, and amazing things will happen. Exactly, yes. And thank you, by the way. I'll tell my dad later on, too. Like, he put a lot of work into that. And yeah, Conan O'Brien, he also had a storied start, too, because before he became a late-night talk show host, he was a writer for The Simpsons. And did all kinds of stuff behind the scenes there, and made a lot of really funny episodes, too. Like I never heard of him until he got onto late night stuff there, but then I learned later that he was a writer for The Simpsons too, alongside another person from another show that I showed you before too. Remember Mystery Science Theater? That riffs on movies. After the first season of the show was over, a member of their crew, Josh Elvis Weinstein, left the show, and went on to become a writer for The Simpsons as well.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah, and then later on in life, as of I want to say maybe 5 or 6 years ago. Let's see, the original crew for Mystery Science Theater: Josh Ellis Weinstein, Trace Ballou, Joel Hodgson, and Mary Jo Pale. They formed a new riffing group called Cinematic Titanic, where they go there, have like a big thing full of riffs or whatever, and they just start riffing on a movie in front of a live studio audience. So people will just go to a big drive-in movie theater, and they'll just be over the PA system giving like color commentary on it. And it's been going pretty well so far too. And by the same token, the season 2 crew of Mystery Science Theater also has a riffing group called Riff Tracks, where they sell the dub reel over top of the movie or whatever as the movie's going on, so you can watch it alongside of it. So either way, though, it all worked out for the best in the end, for all of them.
Yeah, but that's awesome.
Yeah, for sure. In fact, if I can get away with one more before we wrap it for the day, for the of inspirational stories, as it were, because even Joel Hodgson had a rough go of things to start with. The guy made Mystery Science Theater. Like he first got started as a stand-up comic in Minnesota, and eventually got enough money together to buy a small UHF TV station. It was all local, like local public access stuff like that. Nothing that was particularly noteworthy. And he brought some friends by too, and they would do what they did when they were younger, which was basically just riff on old movies. So it all started off as a hobby. They would do it on Sunday afternoons or something like that, and they turned it into a TV program. And then they sent some tapes out there to see who would pick it up there, and then a fledgling network called Comedy Central picked them up, and back in the late 80s, and brought them into mainstream status. In fact, without Mystery Science Theater, Comedy Central wouldn't have taken off the ground either. Because at the time, it was basically just what was it called? Just stand-up comedy specials here and there, and a few other comedy shows. But it was nothing special apart from all that, though. So, in a sense, the two of them got each other off the ground. Of course, Comedy Central these days won't acknowledge that, but whatever. Their loss, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's been my TED Talk for the afternoon. Again, I'm sorry for talking all your ears off too, but I think it's worth mentioning that as well.
Yeah, but I love inspirational uprising stories about people making it when they didn't really think they would make it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, and that's and that I think is what's driving people with to become VTubers as well. And again, it's arduous work though. Not everyone makes it into the industry, but at the same time though, as long as you do what you love with it and actually put an effort towards it, you're gonna do just fine, I think. And Orion's asking, Nadja, do you love Mario Party, or do you have Mario Party?
I don't own Mario Party right now because I think it's only for Switch. Is it for Switch?
It is, yeah. Do you have a Switch or no?
I don't have a Switch right now, but I could get a Switch soon.
Gotcha.
So I could get it. So,
All right.
I mean, if you guys want to play Mario Party, yeah, of course, I can get a Switch and get the game so we can actually play.
Yeah, for sure. We were thinking about doing a collab at some point. I think it's going to be on Saturday coming up. Now I don't have a capture card for my computer at the moment because the computer set me back quite a bit when I've got all the parts for it, but I'll get a capture card as soon as I can. In the meantime, though, Orion's going to be using his capture card. We'll put it through my OBS and we can play it that way.
Oh, awesome.
So we'll actually be doing some Switch footage as well. It'll be a good time.
That sounds really fun.
And considering it'll just be what's it called? It's all from the same camera anyway. It's not just going to be no matter how many people's cameras it focuses on, it is the same overhead view of the field. And it'll focus on each player per turn, so it's not going to monopolize anybody's view. Plus, it also gives me a bit of a sneaky angle to do whatever I need to off screen when Orion isn't when Orion isn't looking, because you don't know what I'm going to pick on some other options as well. But almost forgot too. So as I was mentioning to you earlier, by the way, Nadja, Orion and I just basically lost our minds at the end of last night's stream. Because
I heard about that, but was it really that bad?
It was. I had the power game to shut off Elgato, remember? Let's see, maybe so. But at this point, you'll lose your stream as well. So at this point, we're basically chained to each other, like L and Light.
Oh god. Maybe not in the like cat and mouse, like kind of like I want to kill you kind of way, but
it's more like just the lighthearted like bantering back and forth. But to answer your question though, Nadja, it was that bad yesterday. It was we were on the final bosses of Mega Man X6, and that game from start to finish was a colossal nightmare. Like the stages were incredibly difficult. The armor was in hard to reach spots, and unless you had like all the parts of the armor, you couldn't get the other parts there. Let's see, yes, as Ryan says, I finally had my breakdown at the end of the stream. Because I was keeping my cool the entire time. Like, normally I don't let it get to me that much. Like, I was doing just fine the entire time. But as soon as I saw the whole as soon as I saw the final stream, like it's like presented by Capcom, I'm like, Capcom, for releasing this game, you should be ashamed of yourselves. Like, there was no excuse for this. None. You should have let Keiji Inafune end the series right then and there. Like, I was just losing it at that point. And yes, it took me 2 hours to beat the second to last boss, because here's the skinny with the penultimate boss, Gate. You're in a big arena, right? Mm-hmm. And you have, there's no floor to it whatsoever, so it's a big bottomless pit below there. You fall in there, you die. And there's platforms overhead, which are positioned in very odd spots. And, let's see, and Gate will follow you around the arena. He can fly wherever he wants to go. He'll fly after you, follow you around there, and if you stay in one spot for too long, he'll follow you to it, and he'll start firing these energy orbs at those spots. And the trouble is, he's immune to every single one of your weapons.
What?
Like, even your basic X-Buster can't damage him. Not even charge shots can damage him.
How do you take him down, then?
Let's see, those energy spheres that he fires out, they do various effects around the room, but you have to destroy them. Once they blow up, it shoots 3 shots one way, 3 shots the other way, and you have to hit them with the debris of the energy spheres.
Oh, God.
So, and it does, like, minimal damage at best to him. And it took so many tries. And the trouble is I'm trying to move, like, get around the arena, because my fingers tend to twitch a lot. So I'm trying to bump the key to go one way then the other. The trouble is double tapping left or right or any of the other keys activates the dash button, which sent me flying into the walls when I didn't want to go into the walls, and I fell into the pit every once in a while because of that. And I'm like, I didn't want to go down, shit!
Yeah, I can see why you lost your mind.
And furthermore, it got even worse than that, because on the first encounter, I almost had him too, but I used up all my sub-tanks, which is basically energy refills. Mm-hmm. You can only refill them by attacking enemies and getting energy pickups from outside the arena. And the trouble is, you can't go back once you're into the boss shutters.
Of course you can.
So you can't go back there and farm for energy. And the trouble is, once you take down, is that he's the second boss out of 2 consecutive stages. There's no break between them. You can't, like, go to a continue point. You either go through, like, 2 entire stages of, like, Kaizo traps, spike traps, pitfalls, enemies everywhere. You had to fight one cheap boss already, which was called Hymax. He was already ridiculous enough to be in the first place. You gotta hit him with a charge shot to damage him, or at least to stun him, then hit him with a special weapon to do actual damage. And again, it's negligible at best.
Bro.
and that's the halfway point for these levels. You can't pause there. Then you gotta go through a whole thing full of like acid rain falling on you, more pitfall traps, more spike traps, and getting through even more stuff. And then you go up against Gate. He's the final boss of that area.
Yeah.
And his bullshit. So I basically had to fight him without any energy refills. And no way of healing myself whatsoever. And I was about ready to fucking lose my shit.
I can totally understand that.
Like Orion went insane. I felt so bad for chat too, because it was like, it took so long beating the guy. I'm like, I don't want to keep him here all night, but if we go back, we gotta go through all that fun shit again. And I do not want to go through the fun house again.
Yeah.
So you basically, as I said to Orion, we have two options: die or die. So in that case, I took a third option and killed Gate instead. After God knows how many tries, but I finally got him.
Mm.
But again, in hindsight, with all that stuff though, with all that happened though, it actually took me less time beating Gate this time around than it did when I was younger. Because it took me like almost 4 hours beating Gate the first time when I was still in high school and college.
Yeah.
This thing took me only about roughly like 2 hours at best. And the final boss was relatively easy. The final form still took me a few tries, I'll admit, but at least the final boss had destroyable enemies that gave you health power-ups. So you had a chance to heal yourself in the middle of the fight.
I mean, at least. Otherwise, it sounds impossible to be able to beat the bosses.
Exactly. That game was not properly tested. It was made in less than a year, without Keiji Inafune's knowledge or approval, for that matter, until he finally relented and went along with it. He should have said no, I think, because that game was just utter dog shit. It was not even properly play tested.
Yeah.
It's just basically, let's put as many insta-kill hazards and enemies in our way as we possibly can, and call it a game. And have as many
Let's make our players lose their minds as much as possible. What could go wrong?
Exactly. And you know what's even worse, though, from what I'm being told by Orion? Mega Man X7 is somehow even worse.
How is it worse?
I don't know, and I don't want to know, because I just want to take a break from this game as long as I can. I need like a week or two off from Mega Man games. Mm-hmm. Because this game finally fucking broke me.
I mean, I don't blame you.
And normally I'm as cool as a cucumber when playing rage games. It was only after I beat the game that I finally lost it.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, because normally when I played every other Mega Man game, I beat it all in one stream. Like, the only one I had trouble with at that point was Mega Man 9 with the Wily Boss capsule fight.
Yeah.
That was the only one that took anywhere near as long as Gate did to beat. So, I hope I never have to play that game for as long as I'm done. Took 10 hours collectively, yeah, because we were like, over the course of 4 separate streams.
Like, my condolences to both of you, because, like, what the fuck?
It's like, I'll show you the VOD later on, like your brain will explode a half an hour into it, I swear.
I mean, you should make, like, a highlight compilation of, like, just raging at this game.
I'm going to. That'll be the end of the game, I think. But I actually stayed calm the entire time when I was fighting Gate. Relatively speaking, like there were a few fucks and shits and whatever else too in there, but still, I wasn't like screaming at it. But never again with that game. I'm never doing that one ever again. I am putting that game down forever and sealing it away in that demonic vault for the next 1,000 years. Let's see, may that game never, ever, ever taint the surface of this world ever again. If you two are down, maybe next week we can play Uno. Yeah, for sure. Because I know Nadja has Uno for sure.
Yeah, we could play, you know. I would be down.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. On that note, anything further you wanted to discuss, by the way, Nadja? I'm sorry for talking your ear off the entire time here.
Of course, it's fine. Right now, I'm not sure. Like, I feel like we discussed like pretty much like everything that we could discuss. So, I mean, like, because yeah, Orion, I would be totally down for Uno. You can send me like a message on Discord or anything. Like, we can discuss it further.
Yeah, for sure. Let me know what's going on, and we'll work it out. I want to have you involved in stuff, Nadja, too. I know our schedules are different, so I want to try to work around your stuff to get you in stuff. Exactly, yeah, same here.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's usually Saturdays that like works the best, I think.
Mm-hmm. And I'm trying to think, too, you're usually off around, like how late do you usually stay up, though, on Saturdays? I'm trying to think.
I mean, it usually depends, but I usually stay up until like, depending like on like how tired I am. But usually I go to bed at like 1 or 2 a.m. in like Swedish time, and that's like, I mean, like it should be around like 7 p.m. EST, if I'm not fucking up my schedules.
Yeah, so 1 to 2 a.m. would be around 7 to 8 p.m. EST, yeah, so you're right, you're right. Let's see, but yeah, as soon as I get my stuff involved together, we'll play some more Power World together, too, I promise.
Yeah, of course.
Because I revamped the house. We have electricity now in there, by the way.
That's really nice.
So we like proper functioning beds now. We have other stuff in there, so I'll show you around later on, too, I promise. Let's see. As for now, though, who can we raid into, do you think? I see, I think Tenchi has a stream going on today, too, if you want to raid there.
Yeah, absolutely. We can raid Tenchi.
You got it. Let's do it. And we will be on our way then. And I wanted to say, let's see everybody get in the clown car because we're going on a raid. And once again, everybody, thank you all so much for coming out today. It's been an absolute blast having you. Thank you to Nadja for being here and being such a wonderful co-host. It's been a blast over the last couple of months, and it's just been hitting its stride even further today. So thank you for making such an awesome thing possible.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, once again, like, I love being here with you guys and just discussing anime and like just talking about general stuff. So like, I love being here.
Amen to that. And in the meantime, thank you all so much for coming out today. Enjoy your weekends. Hope you all don't go too crazy today after all that's happened so far. Go be good to Mitsuri Tenchi, and until next time, Novakins, lights out. Thank you all for coming. Love you all very much. Have a great day.